Okay, so I want to talk a little bit briefly about JavaScript. This has been the most fun programming language for me throughout the course of my education here at school, and it's become the foundation for a lot of the other coding languages that we have learned. I first want to demonstrate or take a look at a else if conditional statement. And this is one of the first things that we learn in the programming language is how to create an else if statement. So my code here, I have the function school year. What I want to do is I want to find out what classification I am as a student based off of how many credits I have earned. And this is a very simple example. Um, the logic is fairly simple to understand. So if my credits earned are below 30, I am considered a freshman. If I've completed anywhere from 30 to 60, I am a sophomore. And if I've completed 60 to 90, I am a junior. And if I've completed 90 credits or more, I am considered a senior until graduation. This is how a lot of schools um, use credit earning to determine your classification. So let's take a look at this working example I have created. I will enter my first and last name here. That's Chris Bashi to be short. And let's say I've only completed one semester of school, so I've completed 15 credits. I click to find out that I am still considered a freshman until I have earned at least 30 credits that I'm considered a sophomore. This is a fairly fun but basic example of an else if conditional statement in Java. For me currently, I'm somewhere sitting at 96 and looking to get out of here shortly. That was a very fun refresher of an else if conditional statement. Next, I want to demonstrate just a little bit about a loop. Here I have created a for loop, and I used this example in another class previously for the 5 times table multiplication. And I have also created a while loop later down on the bottom. And let's take a look at that. So for the 5 times table, I already have it pulled up here. Let me refresh this so we can see it in action. For the 5 times table, so I do not have to type it over and over again, let's just make a code so we can execute it and we can see the logic behind it. So for the 5 times table, it is displayed here. It's pretty accurate, and I can go all the way to 12, or I can specify however many times I want to do this. I don't have to stop at 12, but for the purposes of this assignment, I have stopped at 12 for the 5 times table. Now let's take a look at the while loop. The while loop is executed in JavaScript as long as the specified condition is true. Inside the while loop, we should include the statement that will end the loop at some point of time. Otherwise, it will never end, and the browser may crash, which we hope it doesn't. Let's take just a brief look at that code. And what I have chosen to do is, this is desk number 1, 2, 3, 4 through 10 and such. So as long as the desks are numbered correctly, this loop will never end unless I specify it. And that was another fun little assignment as a brief refresher. I start at 1 and I go through 10. Next, I'll take a look at some arrays in JavaScript. And an array in JavaScript is a special variable which can hold more than one variable at a time. For this example, I have an array list of 17, 8, 9, 5, and 20. And what I want to do is I want to find the even numbers in the array and multiply the array by a multiplier. So let's go back and take a look at the code that I have for that. Here's my function, test function, and here's my array list right here. So back here we specified that we wanted to multiply the array by a multiplier. I have chosen to multiply that by 3, and then the output, the even numbers are, they will be displayed, and if you multiply each number by 3, the array is blank. And we're going to go take a look at that here. So the even numbers in this array are 8 and 20, and if you multiply each number in the array by 3, it is 51, 24, 27, 15, and 60. This can be a little bit complicated to understand, but once you understand it, it's a relatively easy array, a subject in JavaScript to understand. Next, we'll take a look at an associative array, because what I want to do is I want to tell you somebody's favorite sports teams and have them associated with him. Let's take a look at that. Here's my function right here. I want to get bio, so I want to get Jason's bio of his 5 favorite teams from the major sports. And I have those listed here, and we will go see that in action. So click the button, high five, and the site says my favorite teams, Jason's favorite teams are Miami Dolphins, Atlanta Braves, San Antonio Spurs, Phoenix Coyotes, and for college sports, Jason enjoys watching Michigan Wolverines football or basketball. Finally, I want to just briefly talk about instantiation in JavaScript. This was one of the first things that I learned when I started studying JavaScript. For most people that are learning JavaScript, this is the method that they learned for creating a new object. And for anybody reading code, it is easy to understand because all the functions are contained within the object. And here is my working code for a very small basic JavaScript instantiation example. I have the employee. I want to list his name, his department, and his shift. And right here we can see I have new employee John. He's going to work in the sales department, and he's going to be working the 3rd shift. Let's take a look at this example. I'm going to click find. It finds John in the sales department, and he's currently working this 3rd shift. So good for him. He's going to make a little bit more money. And that is it for my fluency request for JavaScript.